Hello and welcome to another edition of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem, a show where we answer your most pressing questions about the most recent episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved, which was the USS Yorktown. All the questions we're answering today came from you guys via our BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, our BuzzFeed Unsolved Instagram page, as well as directly on the video on Bun. Now, let's point out the elephant in the room here. This is not Shane, this is Reid. She came all the way down from Santa Fe, New Mexico to join us via Make-A-Wish. Yes. Shane is off gallivanting in London it was a pre-planned trip to London, or so his publicist says. That's what they told me.
That's what they want us to believe.
Yeah.
In real, Shane just hates cancer kids, but that's bad for his
That's the narrative I want to roll with.
Yeah.
Let's just do
it.
All right. Shane did send us a video, I believe, and we could cut to that now.
Hey guys, or should I say, cheers. I'm Shane.
The worst.
And I'm in jolly old London. Sorry I couldn't be there today to talk about the USS Yorktown. What a scary ship. Reid, thank you for joining us for the postmortem this week and sitting in on it. You probably wish you'd actually gone on a ghoul hunt with us, but the thing about those is that they're actually incredibly boring. So you really lucked out. Anyway, have fun. Don't burn the place down. I'll see you guys next week.
There's a lot of cuts in that video, which makes me feel like he was saying things that were inappropriate, and then his publicist cut it down. Everything with Shane is his publicist. All the fame is just gone straight to that big head.
Straight to that big head, yeah.
You know, I gotta say, it's kind of nice to be sitting next to someone who could emote and has emotions. Shane only knows one emotion. I don't even know if it's an emotion. Mockery? That's all he really knows how to do. I don't know where they plug him in here at BuzzFeed when he's done, but they plug him in, he charges overnight, then he comes into the studio, says a couple little quips, and then goes back to the charging station.
He's like those toys that you like wind up.
Oh, like a pull string toy, like Woody from Toy Story?
Yeah, and it's just all the one-liners he can pull.
If he was just a giant man doll that was animated, that would make sense to me, actually. It would explain a lot. All right, let's jump into some questions here. This comes from Rhinona? Dana Bakuler?
Rhinona Dana Bakuler.
I probably butchered that. She's a top fan, though. It says, hashtag postmortem. I think the Ryan that we have now is a doppelganger. Ryan wouldn't dismiss things as the wind or boat noises. You can't fool us like that. Give us back our baby Bugara, Area 51.
Our baby Bugara, goodness.
You know, I could see how she would feel that way. You just watched the episode. Did you feel like I was being a little too skeptical?
No, that is a boat noise. Boats make creak and whatnot. Metal, like what creaks. It rusts, it makes noises.
It makes little like natural unsettling noises. Because you're a believer does not mean that you have to view everything through the prism of must be a ghost. Because that's just not how things work. I will say though, this season, I am very committed to convincing skeptics. So things that would have maybe excited me in the past, even though they do excite me now, I will not fixate on them because I'm trying to convince skeptics being Shane, who is the king of the skeptics, as we all know. I'm trying to convince him that ghosts are real, a boat noise ain't gonna cut it. Anyway, let's move to YouTube. This comes from Kelly O'Neill. On a scale from 1 to 10, how humid was it? Hashtag postmortem, incredibly humid. It was probably, I mean, I know 10's the maximum. I would like to go higher just because of how I felt every time I stepped outside. I immediately felt like I needed to take a shower. It was very uncomfortable on the boat too, because it's essentially just a tin can that just heats up.
Yeah.
Just imagine like you put a Coke can in the sun.
Yeah, and watch it
just let it sit there really for like a couple hours, and then shrunk yourself down, jumped inside the Coke can, and now you're spending upwards of 6 to 7 hours there.
It's like a popcorn in a popcorn bag. You would pop, you would sizzle.
You're preaching to the choir
you're gone,
here.
Yeah.
I love a good Colonel reference.
I
am the internet's preeminent Colonel head. Shane seeded the title to me when we went to go see a movie one time. We were at a bar. We were gonna go see Ready Player One. He noticed I had not spoke for like 20 minutes, and he saw me just actively looking on my phone. You know how like a very not rude person does at a dinner table?
Yeah.
And he was like, what are you doing on your phone? And he pulled the phone away from me. He grabbed it out of my hand like my mother. And he saw that I was looking on Google Images of pictures of popcorn because I was so excited to eat popcorn in the theater. All right, let's move on to the next question from YouTube. Ashley Allman says, for postmortem, Ryan, when you thought you seen a face, did you go over and see if any of the equipment could have been shaped funny to make the shadow that is seen later? This is my brother's theory, but I legitimately want to know. Hashtag postmortem, hashtag brother is a Shaniac, hashtag I'm a Bugara, Hashtag BuzzFeed Unsolved. Lots of hashtags, so much it made me have to burp.
Yeah.
Is
goodness.
it coming? It's not. We could cut to that footage now. I had looked in that spot earlier. I looked at several different angles to see if maybe from that distance, that angle, if I could replicate that shadow. I had a lot of shots where we looked down that hallway. I didn't see it. It was just that one instance. I did think I saw a face there. When I looked in that exact moment, I actually did not see a face. It was about a minute later. We looked, I walked away from it, I turned back around, and when I did that, the camera caught the shadow. So Shane thinks it was the light playing tricks. Like he thinks that maybe there was a pipe that caused the shadow. I tend to think that if a pipe was causing the shadow, the pipe being white, you would see some white in the image. What did you think of the, this is a good time to point out, to call out what you are. You said you were on the fence
Yes.
of Shaniac
Should we
and
make a
Bugara.
name for it? Like how you...
In the past, we called it a shitfish.
A shitfish. But I want some sort of like attachment to it. Like, there's a
yeah.
Shaniac. So, because I want to be rooted in BuzzFeed history.
For all the hashtag reads out there,
The readers.
what do you
the
think?
readers. How about that?
Oh,
the readers.
there you go.
Make sure it's REEDERS.
So what do you think? What do you think? What's your message to all the hashtag readers out there that are in the middle? What do you think of the evidence that we caught of the figure?
Ooh.
You could be completely
Finally, a good-
candid. You will not hurt my feelings. I'll only cry about it later.
Finally, a good question. No, I'm kidding. I'd hate to say this, but I do think it's a shadow.
A shadow figure or a shadow?
That's for you to decide.
What's
No.
the shadow being cast from, though?
Okay, that's fair.
'Cause
I
shadows-
think I'm just gonna pull the basic. I don't know.
You're gonna plead the fifth?
Yeah,
Wait,
plead
what
the
in the
fifth. I
world?
don't know.
I think it's pretty much a ghost. But,
Pretty much a ghost.
Stay tuned to the finale. That's all I gotta say. Katie Dennis wants to know, hashtag postmortem, are you all okay? Like, emotionally?
I'm dying, so I don't think so. At an exceedingly rapid
That's
rate.
fair. I just gotta say,
Yeah.
I am flattered that you would want to be in a room with me because people who are alive and well don't want to be in a room with me. Actually, it is funny that you asked that because in prior episodes, not this season, there was a season where I was going through a vicious breakup.
Oh.
Not a vicious one. It wasn't like, I didn't come to blows or anything, but it was like an emotional hit that hit me in the heart and no one was able to tell.
You held it in. You kept strong.
I cried in between takes and that was it. If you know me, the Bergara way is to take your emotions and bottle them up. I'm dead inside.
Yeah, I think you going on this show is already pretty evident enough that you're dead inside.
Reid?
Yeah. I'm really
Unbelievable.
selling my welcome short, aren't I?
I guess so.
I have to behave now. All right, next question. I don't want to get kicked off.
Yeah. Because then the headline will read, BuzzFeed Unsolved host kicks out Make-A-Wish kid.
Kicks out Make-A-Wish kid, yeah.
Because his feelings got hurt.
Yeah, as if that's comparable to, chronic illness.
Okay, this comes from YouTube. This comes from Zachary MacArthur for the postmortem. Ryan, we all know that your belief in the paranormal started on a ship. How did it feel to return to another haunted place that used to be covered in semen?
In what?
In semen.
In sea.
Very
Wow.
good, Zach. Are you
Yes.
proud of yourself? Are you doing a little dance at home because I read your funny little pun?
You doing the little jiggy?
Ooh, he said the whole ship was covered in jizz.
He said the word semen.
Very fun.
I feel like I'm in high school again, and I
You are in high
just
school.
dropped out. Not anymore.
Never mind.
You started on a ship
I did start on a ship.
with that toothpaste falling over it. It confirmed your belief of ghosts.
It was a very
I
diabolical
don't think
piece
I'll
of
ever.
toothpaste.
I don't think I'll ever be able to not let that down. That is ridiculous.
Quite good. It's quite good evidence.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Good
you think.
evidence.
I'm glad.
Toothpaste falling over. The ghosts are real.
I'm glad that you think it's ridiculously good evidence. I can't believe that you would agree with me like that on live YouTube.
I can tell this is a very sore subject for you.
Okay, let's move to. This is just somebody. I don't know if this is really a question, but it's from YouTube from Danielle.
Makajilin.
For the postmortem, I definitely think the thing at the end of the episode is a shadowy person because as I was looking at it, I could see a person's body for sure. Hashtag Bugar forever. Also, I just want to say, Shane, your hair is so fluffy looking and it's great. See, she managed to compliment both of us in that, and I agree with you. I do think it was a shadowy figure. Enough said. Ooh, this is a good one. This is also from Graham Nation. Sophia, hashtag postmortem. Would you rather be a glamour boy or a Zoom pigeon? I'm leaning towards Zoom pigeon. Sounds like a DreamWorks movie about a pigeon wearing a jetpack.
These are completely going over.
Okay, so a glamour boy is the pilot of these fighter jets, and a Zoom pigeon is the person working the gunner.
Oh, okay.
So would you rather be a pilot or a gunner?
I'd be the pilot because I evidently have terrible sight, so I don't think I'd be very good as a gunner. Also,
But you'd be good as a pilot if you have bad sight?
well, yeah, because it's way more open space. I'm not looking for one specific thing.
Wouldn't you say that a pilot requires sight more than a gunner in that if you don't see what's in front of you, they both die?
Well,
Sorry to shit on your dream there, but
Sorry
it
to
just
shit on my
seems
dream,
like
yeah.
you didn't really think it through.
yeah, I didn't really think it out. No.
Do we need to do Roastmortem if Shane's not here?
Yes, please.
You want it?
Yes.
Let's fire up Roastmortem. I'm sorry, TJ. TJ's our sound guy, and I just broke his eardrums. Let's get those
I'm sorry,
flames.
TJ.
Summon the flames, Satan.
We gotta bring in the big boy.
This comes from a Yvonne Rose birthday. Hashtag Roastmortem Ryan. I swear you look more and more like a disgruntled goose every season. And Shane looks like the little old lady who lives down the road and who feeds you breadcrumbs every day at noon. Joke's on you. I love geese. And I wish I was a goose. I have Untitled Goose
you
Game
love
at home,
breadcrumbs?
and I treasure it.
Do you love breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs are great too, especially when they're sprinkled on like a nice fish dish.
Fish dish. Say that twice.
Panko.
3 times fast.
Panko. Oh, my stomach started to
wow.
rumble when I started thinking of breadcrumbs. You hear that? Hold on.
I do not. Don't blast his ears out.
Oh, it stopped doing it as soon as I put the mic there. Let's try another way. Anyways, back to Roastmortem. Sorry, TJ, again for screaming. This comes from D's Nuts on YouTube. Roastmortem. Burritos are like toes.
I don't know what you mean, but I agree with that. 'Cause
What?
This is Roastmortem.
What the? Let's just take a second here. What are you doing, D's? Mr. D's Nuts. I don't think you understand what a roast is. You just stated an opinion? Who's the roast for? Are my toes the burritos? Or
I think this is a cry for help right here.
I don't know what's going on in your life, but get it together.
I mean, we're not one to judge, but
I'm kind of judging you
judging
right now.
from, well, he can do what he likes, but I'm not going to. I know you think this behavior is acceptable, but I'm here to tell you as a friend, as someone who wants to see you succeed, as someone who loves you even, that
Oh, wow.
this behavior is terrible. It's tearing this family apart. Look, you see your parents over there, they've been crying for the past 3 hours now, thinking, what happened? What did we do wrong to make our son, not only to think that it's acceptable to eat toes, but to actually enjoy them? And to think that they taste like something like burritos out of all
And burritos
things.
are my favorite food, man.
Yeah, see, not only did you ruin your parents' marriage, you're ruining burritos for Ryan.
Yeah, you've upset the kid.
Yet what do you think you're doing here? I think the best thing for you to do is look at yourself in the mirror, shirtless or whatever, classic mental breakdown.
This took a turn.
And look at yourself in the eyes and be like, I am the cause of my problems. I am the way I am, and it is not acceptable. And realize that if you created that monster, then you can tame that monster. You can turn your life around. You can
Yeah, I can turn it around.
maybe that will even bring your parents back together. Although I doubt it, because your father Greg is on his 95th affair right now. But
Jesus Christ.
we don't talk about that. That's
Greg.
in the past. The point I'm trying to make is that you need to shape yourself up.
You know, Reid, that was quite the heater that you
Yes.
just ripped off right there. Did you plan that before? Because that speech seems like, is that
I-
speech better, or is the speech that the girl gave at the climate change convention?
Better, yeah.
Is that one better? I don't know.
Yeah.
Which one's better?
You-
They're neck and neck.
They're neck
I don't
and
know.
neck. No,
I
I
don't
did.
know.
That just completely came up right on my head.
I think Mr. D's Nuts
appreciates it.
Appreciates
I hope he
it.
appreciates it.
'Cause
that came from the heart.
It certainly helped me.
It certainly helped
Because
you.
you
You
know me,
cheered?
I do need to make everything about me.
Yes. What's coming up?
So what is coming up on BuzzFeed Unsolved? Let's see what I
Throw
could
me
give-
a bone.
Let me see what I could give away here. I would say this one is pretty radical. Some would call. I know a lot of people compare our show to rock and roll, but I think this is maybe the closest we've ever been. Well, you don't have to make the noise. They'll put in the noise later. They'll put in the noise later. Yeah! That does it for this episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem. Make sure you watch the episode this Friday, and then send in your questions to the BuzzFeed Unsolved Facebook page, the BuzzFeed Unsolved Instagram page, or comment directly on the video on Bun, and maybe you might be in the next episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved Postmortem. Thank you, Reid, for coming all the way down from New Mexico, from Santa Fe, New Mexico, to be exact. I really enjoyed having you on the show. I wish you were here permanently.
Permanently. Well, I can't say the feeling's been mutual, but
That's fair.
I appreciate-
That kind of mimics and mirrors every interaction I've ever had with anybody, regardless of their gender. That's it.
I won't be back, but you wish I will.